Hey guys, it's Griffin Oni here. Before we get started with today's video, I have another nickname suggestion from you all in the comments. Today's nickname has once again been suggested by Uberdan9254, and the nickname that he has suggested for Wooper is, well, it's spelled :D, but I think we all know the idea that Uberdan is trying to impress upon us here. So welcome. Also, in between episodes, I backtracked to Route 37 on a Sunday. Doing so allowed me to find a child named Sunny. He is one of the 7 day of the week siblings, and talking to him enabled me to get the magnet item. This is a really useful held item that boosts the power of electric type moves by 20%. If you're raising an electric type Pokemon of any kind, or if you're using a Pokemon with an electric type move, I highly recommend that you get this item. But with all that out of the way, let's begin the episode. Hey guys, it's Griffin Oni here, and welcome back to Pokémon HeartGold. Last time, we went to the Ecruteak Gym and took on Morty the gym leader. We fought through a lot of ghost-type Pokemon, including his incredibly powerful Gengar. And against all odds, we were able to succeed and got the Fog Badge. But more importantly, we have now obtained the ability to use Surf outside of battle. So in this episode, we're going to be going around the world and taking care of a bunch of little side items of business, some of which requires Surf, some of which requires us playing on a particular day at a particular time, and some just generally things that I want to take care of before we move on with anything new. Now, even though there's not going to be any meaningful plot progression in this episode, I still highly recommend sticking around because there is still going to be a lot to cover in this episode that is very meaningful and important. The first thing we're going to do is point out we're in New Barktown again, and I have my Togepi here. Professor Elm mentioned previously that he wanted to see the Pokemon that hatched out of the egg, so before we do anything, I want to go see him. Hello, Professor. What do you have to say to me? What? That Pokemon? As far as I know, there is not a Pokemon like this in Johto. Just like Mr. Pokemon was saying over the phone. The legendary Pokemon could be... Oh, never mind. Anyway, I'm sure things will be happening around you, Griffin. You are making me all excited. I'll give you a present for that. Please take it. We obtain the Everstone. That is an Everstone. A Pokemon changes its shape as it evolves. But if it's holding an Everstone, you can prevent it from evolving. If you like the way a Pokemon is now, have it hold an Everstone. Griffin, good luck with your journey. Oh, one more thing. Don't forget about my research. Thank you very much, Professor Elm. And yes, as he mentioned earlier, the Everstone does prevent a Pokemon from evolving. All you have to do is give it to the Pokemon and have it hold on to it. I don't necessarily recommend this for every Pokemon because in most cases it is to your benefit to evolve it, but some Pokemon do benefit most from not evolving straight away. And while you are capable of pressing the B button mid-evolution, it is nice to just have the Everstone in play just to kind of put that off as long as you want. But you do you, regardless of how you want to use the Everstone. Alright, now for our actual first piece of business we have today. We're back here in Cherry Grove City. And with me here is, the Wooper. Your Pokemon is smelling the scent of the flowers. Yes, so Wooper here is with us, and there is a reason that I have Wooper along for the ride. You see, none of my current party members can actually use the move Surf, so if I actually want to show off Surf, I gotta have a water Pokemon that can use Surf with me. So hopefully, we can get very lucky with Surf here. So we'll go ahead and boot up the HM for Surf, and we'll teach it a and now no Surf. So now, if we want to cross a body of water, all we have to do is stand at the edge of it. Water Seep Blue, would you like to surf on it? We'll select yes. And Wooper will do his thing. And now, we can go in the water. Before I do anything, I'm going to change up my party order. You didn't actually think I was going to be having at the front when it's like that, did you? Anyway, what I want to do is show off that Tentacool can be found here. Tentacool, as I had mentioned in its bio, is one of the most common Pokemon that you can find while surfing. And originally, we were not able to find Tentacool in any other way other than using the old rod with very low odds. But now, we can just find Tentacool, and this is actually a pretty decently strong Tentacool. It's actually higher than any other Pokemon I have in my party at the moment, so I think I'll take a second to try to catch this guy. There we go. Tentacool has been caught. Tentacool's data has been added to the Pokédex. Tentacool, the jellyfish Pokemon. When the tide goes out, dehydrated Tentacool remains can be found washed up on the shore. That is, that's incredibly dark. What the Pokédex? Anyway, if you want to give this weirdly morbid Pokemon a nickname, feel free to recommend one in the comments. I'm pretty sure there is already one suggested previously, but I'll still give y'all another fair shake if you want to give Tentacool a shot here. Anyway, what I actually wanted to do was hop into this islet here and talk to this gentleman here. A Pokemon I caught had an item. I think it's Mystic Water. I don't need it, so do you want it? Indeed I do. We obtained the Mystic Water item. Back to fishing for me then. So the Mystic Water item is a held item that boosts the power of water type moves by 20%. It's basically the water type equivalent of the Charcoal and the Miracle Seed. So if you're raising a water type of any kind or are using a Pokemon that uses water type moves, I highly recommend giving them this item. Now, the next phase of my plan involves us taking advantage of the fact that it is nighttime. Now, if y'all recall in the very first episode where I absolutely had the wrong time set up, there was one Pokemon on Route 30 that I was not able to catch because I did not have Pokeballs at the time, and ever since then, I was playing in the daytime. Now we have the opportunity to correct that. Plus, there is another thing I need to do on Route 30 that will all come together very nicely. So let's do a little hunting here for a minute. Not the nighttime Pokemon I explicitly had in mind. God, Wooper's so cute. Okay, so in between cuts, I decided to catch an additional Hoot Hoot. I know I don't necessarily need a Hoot Hoot, well, at least not an additional Hoot Hoot, but there is a reason I bought. Why am I talking like this? There's a reason I got another one that will become apparent very shortly. But for now, I need to focus on getting the Pokemon that I actually wanted to find here. Ah, there we go, Spinarak. This is the Pokemon that I was previously unable to catch for myself. And I'm hoping I could just get lucky with the Pokeball. I realize that it's at full health, but I don't really have any good way of dealing damage to it because Wooper kind of passed out. Okay, there we go. I was worried that we may be here for a hot minute, but nope. Spinarak proved to be of little issue. Spinarak, the string spit Pokemon. It lies still in the same pose for days in its web, waiting for its unsuspecting prey to wander close. If you have a nickname you would like to suggest for Spinarak in the comments, feel free to do so. I'm pretty sure there already was a suggestion back in episode 2, but either way, this is a fresh chance for you all to give your input before I make my decision. So have at it. Our next piece of business actually requires us to interact with the PC a little bit. Now, if you recall a little while back, we received a Spearow named Kenya that was holding some mail. I've since put the mail in my PC for safekeeping, but what I would like to do now is I would like to go into the PC and go actually into my PC. The way to access mail that's stored away in your PC is not by going to Bill's PC. You actually have to go to your own personal computer. Go to my PC, and we want to go to the mailbox tab here. And we have 2 bits of mail. One's from Lyra, and the other one's from Webster. Let's read Lyra's real quick, just to just go through that real quick. Adventure, excited, I love Pokemon. Thank you, Lyra. And then as for Webster, let's give this a read real quick. Letter, thank you. Adventure was fun, wasn't it? Zubat was the one thing I wanted to avoid. And then with the little Spearow symbol here. from Webster. So as someone pointed out in the comments, in order to complete the side quest involving this mail of Webster, you have to give Webster's mail to a specific person. We'll be going to them very shortly. However, as it was pointed out to me, you don't necessarily need to give up Kenya. You just need to give up a Pokemon that is holding the mail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it to that spare Hoot that I caught. And with that, Kenya is now totally free and can stick around with the squad. So Kenya's going back in the box for now. Now, before we actually go to our piece of business concerning the mail, I do want to point out one thing about this specific body of water over here, where I should get on the Route 30. Because this has an interesting effect. So if you go onto this body of water, you will encounter a wild Pokemon, obviously. And we found a Poliwag. Very nice. Unfortunately, I'm not in the most optimal position, but I can at least give it a shot. No, what I was going to point out about this specific bit of water is depending on what specific part of the water you are interacting with, you can actually find different Pokemon. This is because this body of water has a weird programming error where part of this water is considered part of Route 30, but far enough south of it is actually part of Cherry Grove City. And because of that, it has the Cherry Grove City ocean encounters. It's very weird, and I'll show you in a second. But more importantly, we got Poliwag. Poliwag's data has been added to the Pokédex. Poliwag, the tadpole Pokemon. Because it is inept at walking on its newly grown legs, it always swims around in water. If you'd like to suggest a nickname for Poliwag, feel free to do so in the comments. So let me actually try showing this off here. So now we're in Cherry Grove City, which means we now encounter Tentacruel here. Or rather Tentacool, not Tentacruel. But I think there is a low percentage chance that we find a Tentacool here. But yeah. It's very funny that they do that. And if you hop right on this islet here, you get a nugget. It's 5,000 Poke easily, so you might as well grab it. So anyway, now we're back here on Route 31, and I believe it is this gentleman that we need to give the mail to, if I'm not mistaken. Huh? I feel like reading some words on a piece of paper or something. Huh? Let's give this Hoot away. Oh hey, I got an email. Huh? I don't know this Pokemon. I'll just let you take care of it. Oh sweet! We got to keep the Hoot and we got to give away a mail. Very nice. Let's see. Thank you for your mail. It was such an exciting adventure. I did not like Zubat though. That's what it says. I went to a dark cave the other day with a friend. That cave leads to another route. By the way, I must thank you for being so kind. I'd like to do something good in return. We got TM44. Very nice. TM4. Rest. Phrase recover fast became shortened to rest, you see? This is a move to sleep and recover HP. We've already been able to get rest so far, but only in the form of the TM that we can buy in the Goldenrod department store. So it's still nice to have rest in our back pocket for free. Plus, since we did not give away the intended Pokemon, we get to keep the Hoot. Good to know. Anyway, we now find ourselves in the Dark Cave. And now that I have a few more abilities with me, I would like to take advantage of what we're able to do here. So let's go ahead and have Venus use Flash. So now we'll have an easier time getting around, at least as long as we don't run into any wild Pokemon. And then we'll use our Rock Smash ability to break through these rocks. Oh! Found a wild Pokemon. Oh! Oh my god! We found Dunsparce from the Rock Smash! I've never seen this. Well, I don't have a lot of great options, but that actually may work out in my favor. Go Dwayne, I guess. I did not think that we were going to find Dunsparce of all things today. I knew there was a chance, obviously, because I pointed it out before, but... Okay, to my surprise, we found and caught Dunsparce. How very fortunate. Okay, so Dunsparce, the land snake Pokemon. When spotted, this Pokemon escapes backward by furiously boring into the ground with its tail. If you would like to give a nickname to Dunsparce, feel free to do so in the comments. I won't use this Pokemon, but I'm happy that I found it. Okay, God bless. So what I was actually going to recommend is that we hop down here and you surf to cross the water. And then hop back over here to get ourselves an item. This is a black flute. Let me double check what that does. Black flute, a black flute made from blown glass. Its melody makes wild Pokemon less likely to appear. Considering where we are at the moment, I think I am gonna make use of that. I'm gonna have Blazer switch out the charcoal for now because it's gonna be a little bit before we do any meaningful battles. And again, as much as I love encountering wild Pokemon because so far it's worked out relatively well, we are inside of a cave and I don't want to deal with wild Pokemon at the moment. So let's head down this way. And this strength boulder was a bit of a hindrance earlier, as well as this Geodude that's in my way. So as I was trying to say, this strength boulder was a bit of a hindrance earlier, but now we can get past it with strength. But let me just double check to make sure there isn't anything else I need to do over here. Ah, yes, there is this side of the Dark Cave. So this particular section of Dark Cave, there's an upper right-hand section of Dark Cave that we will be able to explore later. But right now, aside from finding a Hyper Potion right here, there isn't anything that we can do in this part of the Dark Cave for the immediate moment. Yes, even the parts that are locked behind HMs are still thoroughly locked. And I need to get out of here because I am way underleveled for this place. You think I care there was a new Pokemon that I could catch for the first time? Not while my team is as it is. I am way too underleveled right now with all the Pokemon I had to bring for this expedition in the Dark Cave. So what we are going to do is go ahead and use our Strength HM, push this boulder aside, and press on. Now we are able to go to new segments of the Dark Cave that we were not able to go to before. I want to break this part right here and find another Pokemon. Could it be Dunsparce again? It is Dunsparce again. Huh. That's a double check. Editor Griffin, are the odds of finding Dunsparce higher when you use Rock Smash, or am I just really lucky? So go up here, and there's actually kind of a two-pronged path that we can take going into this next segment of the Dark Cave. So what I want to do is I want to go down both routes. Right here we have found a Hyper Potion. And now we are kind of down here to where this area intersects. So we're good for now. So right here, I think this is where the path actually branches. So I want to go down the left path first. And just really kind of focus on staying veered to the left. Right here, we found a Dire Hit. That's an item that boosts the odds of you landing a critical hit in battle. Very useful. Hop down here, and I want to break this rock here and probably find another Dunsparce if my assertion about this place is correct. That is the strongest Dunsparce we've found so far. That's not saying much, but it is. So with that route broken, we can actually hop back up this way and get a full heal here. I want to just double check that there isn't anything else I can get. Nope, that covers it. So now that we have made it through all of the Dark Cave that we can explore right now, let's head outside this exit and see where that takes us. So welcome to Route 46. We actually have gone to Route 46 before, but this is actually a new segment of Route 46 that we were not able to previously explore. So right over here, there are two new apricorn trees that we can pluck things from. I'll pluck the green apricorn from this tree as well. And now we'll head over here. What does this sign have to say? Dark Cave. Fair enough. Now I do believe right over here there may be one new person that we can interact with. Nope. Not here. Now someone we can talk to. So if we hop down here, I want to once again point out this specific rocky road that we'll be able to climb later on. We can't do anything about that for a while. Ah, here we go. We have some trainers to fight. And this is going to suck because right now my team is really bad because of all the Pokemon I had to bring in. I guess technically I could have switched Hoodoo out, but I did not do that. So I guess we're going in hot, people. Racing Pokemon 2, will you battle with me? I race Pokemon 2, will you battle with me? Well, since you two both are so compelling. Okay, so they're a little higher level than Akira, but this shouldn't be that much of a problem. The only real issue is I don't have any good way of dealing effective damage to Ponyta at the moment. But it's not like I had the ability to do that with my current team anyway. So I think I'll have Akira use Confusion on Mankey, and we'll see Akira's debut battle as an Espeon. Take it away. There we go, King. I think Espeon's gonna do all right in this crew. Even if it is just a crew of Akira and Blazer, we'll take on the world together. It doesn't matter. I think I'll go ahead and use Shadow Ball. At the moment, Shadow Ball, as long as Confusion is not super effective, Shadow Ball actually does do more damage. Not that it matters for the immediate moment. Blazer grew to level 22. Very nice. And Akira grew to level 16. And one more Shadow Ball and Flame Wheel combo ought to do it. Alright, there we go. What? Oh, blah. I'm sorry, you that disgusted with your loss? Your big fat L? You really made me angry to lose. I'll have to train much harder. Here's my number. I'm Aaron. Don't forget, want to battle me again? Sure, I will. I know Editor Griffin pointed it out already, probably, but Camper Aaron is the one and only contact that you can get on this particular route. I definitely recommend her, if nothing else, because you can rematch her on Saturday nights and potentially obtain a Calcium. And speaking of something unrelated to that, there's an X Speed. So now if we hop down here, we're back where we were when we originally visited Route 46. Now, as much as I would love to say that we are totally done with the Dark Cave, that's not entirely true, because while we did clear out 2 of the trails on Route 46, there was one that was locked up to us because we hopped off the other path. So now I have to go through the Dark Cave again. But fortunately, y'all don't have to see any of my struggling to get through there. I'll see y'all in a minute. Okay, back on Route 46. If we go down this way, and then down this way, we will find another person that we can talk to. And I am 80% sure that we have to battle this man. So I'm going to put Hogan up front and let him take it away. Alright, I'll show you the power of mountain Pokemon. Thank God. Oh wow, this guy actually has a lot of Pokemon. They're all decently high level too. At least considering for this point in the game. These Geodude have all been the same. I knocked them out with Brick Break. They go down in one hit. And then Hogan and Akira each gain exactly 100 EXP. It's weird that it's like such an even metric. I would find it intrinsically satisfying if it wasn't so darn tedious. Alright, Akira grew to level 17. Well, I suppose if you earn 100 EXP enough times, that will happen to you. Alright, Hiker Bailey has been taken down. Mercy, show me your power. There we go. I do not believe he is a new contact. It's over. I don't mind. We hackers are like that. Well, way to generalize your entire species. Anyway, that takes care of all the trainers that are on this route. Now that we've actually been able to finally properly explore this route. So with that in mind, I'm going to head to the next area because Lord knows we are not even close to being done with this episode. Despite the fact that this process insofar has taken me nearly an hour. What? Are you kidding me? Oh my God. While stumbling through the grass out of my next area, I found Entei. I'm not going to talk about it right this second, but I am going to throw an Ultra Ball just cause. You never know, right? Let's see. Nope, didn't think so. Okay. That scared me. Okay, yeah, so that's how you find the legendary beasts. Again, we'll talk about it another time. But, what amazing luck it would have been if I caught that in one take. That would have warranted the end of the episode right there, but nope, not today. What is it, Ralph? Sup? This is Ralph, how are you? Been spending more time with my Goldine than I have with my kids. Oh, right, the deadbeat dad. That's a bit sad, actually. You call your mom sometimes, too. Thanks. Oh, man. That really scared me, guys. I was not ready for Entei today. I've prepared myself to do a lot this episode, but finding Entei was not one of those things. Anyway, what I actually meant to do was go back to Violet City while we have the ability to surf. Because as you recall, there is a big body of water here, and there are some things that we can do. Take it away, Wooper. So you go right over here with surf, and that gets us a rare candy. Very, very, very useful. I also believe somewhere over here there is another item that we can get on the west side. Just need to go off of Wooper again. Well, that's not quite what I meant. All right, let's see. Right over here. There we go. If we go to the left here, we will find a Pipia. Very, very useful item. As we saw in the previous episode, I was able to use it on Shadow Ball to boost its PP. And now I can do it again if I want. But not today. Our next piece of business takes us to the Ruins of Alph. If you recall, there were some things that I did not quite actually do while we were here the first time. On top of that, there are actually some new things that we can do that we were not able to do before. So right here, we opened this hole before, but if we go back here, we see here that the tablet reads escape. If we stand right here and use an escape rope, something should happen. A new chamber is opened, and we have more things for us. We found an Oranberry, Petraberry, an energy powder, and a heal powder. They're very useful items. Moreover, we can now fall into this hole. And we now have a new room for us to explore with a new message here. Editor Griffin, I am struggling at the immediate moment. Please put on screen exactly what these unknown letters read. So now that the message has been deciphered, let's head down. And now that we've done that, I believe more unknowns have been unlocked to us in the primary area. Unfortunately, I don't remember which is which. Now that's all well and good. I've taken care of old business that we can take care of at the Ruins of Alph. But what about anything new? Especially since we now have the ability to surf. There actually is some new stuff. Well, sort of, but we'll get to that in a second. Want to check over here. Is there anything with the dowsing machine? Oh, I know where it is. Hold up. No. It's indicating there's a hidden item here. I just can't find it. Here's another area that we can access with surf. Oh, I don't have Dwayne with me. Well, I did get a hyper potion. So let me do this. Oh, perfect. Dee is able to learn Rock Smash. Wooper may not be able to use its strength, but it can use Rock Smash. So now we can break this rock. Ah, here we go. Found a green shard in the rubble. And what does this have for us? Not what I wanted to find. So now that we've been able to access this place, I want to go here. There is a reason I am trying to break these rocks. There's something I'm hoping to find. Nope, not in this one. Still not what I intended. I remember what I need to do now. I remember what I was missing. So we go down here, hop into this part here. This is the one room I was neglecting. We go into the Ruins of Alph, and there's actually 2 more things that we need to do. So first of all, we have another puzzle that I need to finish. So give me 1 sec while I complete this. There we go. Here we go. Now this area should be able to provide us with new unknown. Yep, there we go. There's everyone's favorite unknown, Unknown F. Unfortunately, I am not equipped to deal with the new unknown at the immediate moment because they are also level 5 and garbage. So unless one of these comes out to be shiny, I'm not going to focus on finding these right now. But I do still want to be sure that I pointed out how to access this specific chamber, because it is important if you want to catch all of the unknown. So like the previous chamber that we entered before, there is another secret entrance that we need here. For this one, we need Flash. And luckily, I brought the Venus. So Venus, use Flash. That opens another secret chamber. And we get more items for us, including a citrus berry, incredibly useful item that I will definitely start farming. A moonstone, very useful for evolving certain Pokemon. An energy root, I believe, hold up. Well, actually, let me check all of these items real quick. Heal powder. Pretty sure the energy root and the heal powder just serve to restore HP and deal with status conditions respectively, so not the most helpful things, but still, they have their uses. Only they weren't so bitter. Oh, beautiful. Another text that I need to decipher. Our clan created Pokemon statue outside. What do they mean by that? Okay, so that covers everything that we can do with the Ruins of Alph for the immediate moment. However, we are going to come back here in a little bit after we get a couple more items of business done with Surf. There isn't anything that we can do from here on this end, but there will be another way for us to access more of the Ruins of Alph via Surf. Now, since the area is reset again, I'm gonna do some more rock smashing, and I'll see you guys at the next location. Unless I find something really nice right now. Nope. Oh. Max Ethers found the rubble. Not the most useful thing, but it's good to know that there is another way for me to get Ethers. Okay, our next item of the day takes us back to Union Cave. Because if you recall, there was a whole other area that we could not really access without Surf. But now we can. So let's head in. Alright, down here in Union Cave, in this particular segment, there's this deep body of water that we could not access before. So let's access it now, because trust me, there's quite a bit to do here. Including finding a wild Quagsire at level 23. Are you kidding me? My God. Wooper and Quagsire, you are just appealing to me in every which way possible, and I think this was a horrible decision. Quagsire has proven to be no joke. More importantly, we have trainers here. And there are quite a few of them, if I recall correctly, which is good, because my entire party is back in, well, the party. So now we can actually properly take advantage of our situation. And hopefully we get lucky with some of our Pokemon here. So I think I'll have Saris get interrupted by a wild Pokemon. And then we'll fight this guy here. Oh, and don't think that this, just because this area was easy before, it doesn't mean it's going to be easy now. This is actually going to be a little more challenging. What do you know? A visitor. Because remember, this area is not really accessible without Surf. So he's got to have decently strong Pokemon this time, right? Yeah, he does. Holy get out. What? Dude, self-destruct. Oh, come on. You're the worst. You're the worst. Really? Are you gonna do the same? Okay. Machop can't learn self-destruct, but it's level 25. Jeezums. This game does not screw around. If it wants to give you a hard time, it will give it to you. Revenge is doubled because Machop did take a hit before, but fortunately, Cirrus does quad resist that, so it should be a non-issue, especially when you land a critical hit. Wahaha, you're a feisty one. And you're a pain in the neck. I live down here. If you like, you always come visit. I don't like you right now. If you'll excuse me, I need to go heal because I was not expecting Hogan to get blasted in the face with a self-destruct. Alright, so there should only be one more hiker that I need to deal with for the immediate moment. It's not the last trader we're going to be finding today by a long shot, but it is the last one in this area. So, let's do it. It's been a while since I last saw another person. Don't be shy, let's battle. I don't know how to feel about that. On the one hand, I'm somewhat creeped out. On the other hand, you're probably gonna use self-destruct on me, aren't you? Okay, break to the face. Ooh, Graveler is up next. I think I'm gonna leave Hogan in right now. Honestly, like, yes, Hogan is helpful against rock types, but we really just need like a good, like, kind of ace in the hole to deal with rock types, because yeah, Graveler is weak to fighting, and yeah, critical hit Brick Break from Hogan definitely helps. But it's still not quite effective. Anyway, Akira grew to level 18, and Hogan leveled up as well. These little differences are what make the difference. Also, Hogan now officially has 69 attack. So even if it does go up, it's never going to get nicer than that. Okay, so what we actually need to do is there are two diverging paths. There's one down there, and the other one is over here. So we're going to start with the top path. And that brings us up to this upper segment of Union Cave. There really isn't a whole lot to do in this specific room. But it's still important that we go here because... go into this, well, exit. And now we're outside in the ruins of Alf once more. And if we go in the right area, you can see there are patches of grass here. Now, in these patches of grass, there's one new Pokemon that we can find. Okay, technically in these patches of grass there are two, and I will go over the other one for later. But now I would like to focus on just the one for now. My reasons will become apparent later on. Anyway, the one in question is Natu. Now, this is a Pokemon that I have very mixed feelings about. On the one hand, a flying psychic type is a great type combination, especially for some of the fights that we have coming up. It has decent special attack and speed, which notably improve once it evolves into Xatu at level 25, which in and of itself is a reasonably early level. And it can come with the Synchronize ability, which can be helpful when dealing with SAS conditions. Plus, I just love the design of Xatu. The coloration of its wings, the little face on the center of its chest, and the blankness of its eyes really help it to stand out. And as far as flying types are concerned, Xatu is easily one of my favorite designs, especially when you factor in the lore from the Pokédex and other supplementary material like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. It's a Pokemon that I honestly want to recommend to you. But there's one major problem with Natu and Xatu. Its level up moves are horrible. Don't get me wrong, it learns a myriad of great support moves, including Lucky Chant, Miracle Eye, Confuse Ray, Wish, Psycho Shift, Power Swap, and Guard Swap. But its access to offensive moves is so frustratingly limited that it is very difficult to recommend raising one. Sure, you'll have Peck to start with, and Nightshade, a move that inflicts fixed damage equal to the user's level, as we saw in the previous episode. But then it won't learn a single conventional attack through level up until level 42, where it will learn Future Sight, a base 80 power Psychic type move that, while decently powerful, only lands after waiting for 2 turns. Oh, and there's a 10% chance that it will straight up miss. It's not even guaranteed to land after forcing you to wait for 2 turns. Afterwards, the only attacks it gets are Ominous Wind at level 47 and Psychic at level 59. I've stated multiple times that certain Pokemon need access to TMs or move tutors to get the absolute most out of them. But if there is any Pokemon that outright requires TMs or move tutors just to be playable, it's Natu and Xatu. If you're willing and able to use TMs or move tutors on them, they can actually learn some decent moves. For move tutors alone, it can get Air Cutter, Heat Wave, Paint Split, Signal Beam, Sky Attack, and even Twister, which is a dragon type move, among other great moves. With these, they can earnestly become a valuable asset to your team and catch your opponent off guard on many occasions. But honestly, unless you just have to have this for your team right now and have some TMs on hand for it, I honestly would not recommend this Pokemon until at least the post-game, if ever. Which sucks, because I really do like this Pokemon. It just needs moves. So now that little preamble out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and find Natu. And in the interest of only focusing on the Pokemon I intend to catch here today and not the other one, I'm going to skip ahead and cut out any failed attempts. Unless something extremely stupid happens. Nope, we found Natu. First try, let's go. Oh yes, Miracle Eye. Theoretically, I should be worried about fighting Natu as Zubat since Saris is technically weak to Psychic type attacks. But as I just explained to you, Natu cannot use any Psychic type attacks until level 42. It is cool that it does know Miracle Eye though, because that does make it so that Natu can hit Dark types with Psychic type moves once it gets them. 1, 2, 3. Bam. Natu has been caught. Natu, the tiny bird Pokemon. Because its wings aren't yet fully grown, it has to hop to get around. It is always staring at something. If you would like to recommend a nickname to give to Natu, please feel free to do so in the comments. Now then, as you can see right over there, there's another cave that we still are not able to access right from here. So if we want to check out the other thing, we need to go, well, back to the cave we entered from. But I think I want to go past this guy. And he's a trainer. This is a strange place. Indeed it is. So it looks like he's going to be using Giraffe. Level 26? Jesus Christ. That's not good. That's really bad, actually. Saris, please survive. Nope. This is not good, actually. This is actually really bad. I'm not in a good position to deal with this thing at all. Akira. Oh wait, no, Shadow Ball doesn't work on Giraffe. It's a normal type. Lasers are literally our only shot at surviving this encounter. Please do not flinch. Please do not flinch. No! No! Oh my god, are you kidding me? I needed Dwayne for this because I needed his strength. Go for it, Wooper! No. Are you kidding me right now? No. I just lost 1,000 monies. Oh my god. Okay. I'll be back. I need to go to the other entrance in Union Cave that we did not go to previously. Because clearly beating that trainer today is not on the agenda. Alright, one embarrassing L later, and we're back here in Union Cave. We need to go up the other path in order for us to see what else lies in the ruins of Alph. At least as far as things that are not locked behind a giraffe rig. So let's go up here. There's another hidden path, and it doesn't seem to be anything new in here otherwise. And now we'll head up here. And now we're in the other segment of Ruins of Alph that we did not previously explore. We were not able to come here earlier because, again, it was locked behind both a ledge and in Union Cave. Interact with this stone gets us a nugget. And somehow we need to be able to get into that particular panel. I just need to think how to do this without falling in. You be extremely careful because one mistake and you fall over the ledge and it sucks. All right, Ruins of Alph. Now, before we enter this particular chamber again and complete the stone, I want to point this one out. It's saying water right here. And in order for us to actually do anything with this specific room, we need to use the water stone. And since we do not have a water stone at the moment, we're going to have to save this room for later. So that covers everything that we can do at the Ruins of Alph for the immediate moment. Now, there is that other room that's blocked by the trainer that's using Giraffe Rig. However, I am just going to say straight up, even if I do get to that room right now, there isn't anything that I'm going to be able to do there for the immediate moment. It requires a specific Pokemon to be in your party in order for you to unlock the chamber for that specific set of runes. And let me tell you, you are not going to have that right now. So I will be covering that at a later time since I evidently am not prepared to get past that trainer right now. That said, I do need to go back and reformulate my team because there is still one whole other thing to do in Union Cave aside from accessing other segments of the Ruins of Alph. So I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Again. Okay, so toward the bottom of Union Cave, in the kind of the bottom left corner of the main area, we want to go to this body of water and interact with it here. Doing so will cause us to find a wild Pokemon. Obviously. No, what actually needs to happen is we need to go down this set of stairs, which we could not access before, and that brings us to a whole new segment of Union Cave, with even more trainers to fight. Who's there? Leave me and my Pokemon alone. Not a chance, my guy. Especially not with what's down here. I don't care if you're cosplaying. Sweet Christ. I don't have a way to deal with ground types still. Like, at all. My best option is Ceres and hoping that Merrick doesn't have a single rock type attack. Man, honestly, ground types are just such a genuine problem for my team. I really need to work something out if I want to really stay in the game. Because at this rate, I'm never going to get through this. Hopefully one good Shadow Ball to do it. Well, two in this case. That's not good. That's not good. That's bad. That's bad. That's really bad. God dang it. I need to find a good way to deal with ground types. Oy vey. I overcomplicated that fight a little bit, I admit. Go away. Well, I cannot afford to do that, especially, well, I actually have no choice now because I need to go heal. All right, while I went off healing, I went to the Pokemart, so let's see what we have here. Package for my mom. We got Colbur berries. All right, anything else? Oh, he actually does have more than one set of items for us. So just for the record here, the Yache Berry helps deal with super effective ice type attacks. And the Colbur Berry helps deal with super effective dark type attacks. Okay, we're back where we were previously. Now let's continue on. So we'll head over here. And we have another trainer that we need to fight. Hopefully I have a little bit of an easier time. Came all the way here to conduct my Pokemon research. Let me demonstrate my findings in a real battle. Listen, as long as you're not as tricky as that guy with the Marowak, should be okay. Oh, good! Worse than Marowak! It's flipping Kangaskhan! This guy, like... Never let me said, like, this game, when you actually go out of your way to make it hard, it knows how to be hard. You just gotta look for the challenge a little bit, and you will find it. Please do not flinch. Please do not flinch. Hogan flinched! Of course it flinched! Okay, there we go. Not too much issue. I'm the one who learned something from your demonstration. Well, thank goodness for that. Anyway, let's head further down. I will take a second to heal, though. Further down is another wild Pokemon encounter. Oh! It's actually worth pointing out because here we can find wild Raticate. I believe this is our first instance of being able to do that. You know what? I'm not going to prioritize that because... Please let me leave, Raticate. I'm not doing this right now. I don't have time for you. There is a reason I'm trying to keep my Pokemon relatively healthy. It will become apparent why I'm going this far out of my way to go this far down, deal with all these difficult Pokemon trainers, but I'm just slightly underleveled for doing this. It's all going to become worth it, but I have to get to the bottom of this. Oh my god! Wild Tentacruel can be found here in Union Cave. Jesus Christ. I need to get out of here. Guys, I've had a rough... This has been such a rough episode. I don't envy Editor Griffin at all. I don't envy myself either, but that's a whole other issue. Anyway, we're gonna go up here, and there is another wild Pokemon that we need to get out of. Wild Golbat! Well, this is really awkward. So here we can find an elixir. It's an item that I believe is used to restore all of your power points by a fixed amount. All right, we're gonna veer. Let's see. I guess we do need to deal with all of these trainers at some point or another. Or we can get interrupted again. All right, let's head up here. There's another trainer that we need to fight here. I do want Saris to be at the front. Not because I believe Saris is going to be optimal for this, but still, I need Saris to get the experience. I'm in training. Care for a round? Hopefully, one round is all I can deal with. 4 Pokemon, and they're all really high level. Level 26 Eevee. Okay, let's switch out to Hogan. Again, I understand that part of me being under leveled is because I have the experience share too early. I get that. But seriously, I really have just gone a little bit above my pay grade. But never let it be said that there aren't ways in this game that you can challenge yourself. If you go out of your way, you will find the challenge. Flareon is up next. I still do not have a good way of dealing with fire types either. You know, I'm going to risk it, and I'm going to keep Hogan in. Because if Hogan can get through Flareon, then we'll be okay. Flareon is also relatively lower leveled. So, hopefully it should be okay. It's better known for its special defense, so its physical defense shouldn't be as much of a problem. Plus, while Flareon does no Ember, it's not its best stat. Not special attack. Ooh. Hogan, you're a beast. Alright, Akira grew to level 19. And Hogan is also leveled up. I just need Saris to do a little better. Alright, Vaporeon is up next. What I'm going to do for the immediate moment is I'm going to switch in Saris. And then we'll bring out Raido with U-turn, because I really need Saris to level up. Like, now. Just survive a water gun. You can do that. Come on, Saris. Just survive one water gun. Oh, you're a queen. Let's go. Oh, you did not. You did not. You used a Volt Absorb strat! Oh my god, are you for real right now? Please survive, please survive, please survive. Hogan, you're a godsend. I really love you right now, my dude. God bless you, Akira. And of course, Akira got the full EXP value because of the switch-in. So Sarah still did not gain any EXP from this battle. Oh, mother, you got me more stuff? Good, because I have to leave again. Okay, we are back where we previously were. Before we press on further in the direction we need to go to, there is one more ace trainer that I need to fight over here. But we're gonna bring out Ceres in the front. And pray for all that is holy we can get it to level up one time. I guess you could probably figure out why I want that to happen. Well, Ceres, you're not going to be fighting anyone because God forbid I could take a single step without getting half your HP wiped out. I'm sorry, I'm very tired. There are two kinds of people, those with style and those without. Which kind of person are you? I like the line, but I personally prefer that line if you were a pirate. You have Charmander? Why do I keep fighting fire types? I don't want to deal with fire types right now. I don't have a way to deal with this. Dragon Rage! I was at 39 HP. Squirtle, okay. Ceres, certainly you can deal with Squirtle at least long enough to get in a U-turn. I believe actually, all kidding aside, I believe this is the first time that we're encountering all three of the Kanto starters in succession, which is pretty interesting to see. It's not often that you see all three Kanto starters, let alone all held by the same guy. So, it's cool to see, to be sure. Oh my god, I am so badly underleveled for this. Sweet Christ, finally! And now we need to send in Bulbasaur. Okay, I'm not messing around anymore. I'm not risking Ceres' health. We need to get through this one battle intact. All right, Blazer, bring it home. Oh my god, I literally hit the back of my chair in frustration. Oh my god, are you kidding me? I'm going nuts, guys! By string of bad luck. I want to talk about rough Pokemon caves. I'm sorry, this is it. Thank God, Blazer! Thank God you're here to save the day. Okay, I got Dazzling Sow. Well, thank Christ. Now then, Ceres, if and you don't mind, please evolve. The answer was staring at us in the face the whole time. At last, we have climbed over a major hurdle. Ceres has finally become a Golbat. Now we got another really good powerhouse on the team. And for our trouble, we got a Hyper Potion. Unfortunately, that's not enough to deal with the fact that too many of my Pokemon have passed out. So I am once again going to have to go heal. But hey, at least Ceres has evolved, right? Okay, we are more or less back where we were earlier. We were just past that first advanced trainer that we fought in here toward the start of this room. And now we have another wild Pokemon to fight. Ha! Get out of here, Zubat. I don't need you anymore. I got the good stuff. I got that good vampiric stuff. We got the Golbat. We have one more obstacle before we can get to our prize. We just need to get this. If the Pokemon I liked were there, I'd go anywhere. That's what a real trainer does. I agree with you, strange lady. All right, one more Pokemon, and it's Poliwhirl, but it's level 28. Jesus. There, now we can get in some good stuff. Setting up Rain Dance. That's somewhat problematic, but I can at least get Thunder Wave off to hopefully stall. Unfortunately, I don't have Thunder on Rhydon at the immediate moment. I still only have Thunder Shock, and as we have seen, Thunder Shock is starting to become relatively obsolete. I realize that part of the issue is because Rhydon is 8 levels lower than Poliwhirl, but even so, come on, please be paralyzed, please be paralyzed, please be paralyzed. Oh, thank God. If Rhydon went down from this was actually going to be a major problem. So, Definitely a huge risk factor, but Raito really needed the experience because Raito is starting to fall behind the rest of the group. So I'm glad that Raito got this W. But more importantly, Akira leveled up as well. I think Raito should probably be taking the EXP share now, seeing that he is now the lowest level. But either way, we made it to the end. So there's only one thing left to do. All we need to do is go into this body of water. And when you go out here on a Friday night, you're able to find something that is not the thing that I'm about to encounter at this moment. No, but all seriousness, if you come to this specific body of water on Friday nights, you can find this majestic creature hanging about. And because it's a field encounter, I do want to save my game real quick. It's a huge risk factor considering everything I've done today. And now, let's claim our prize. Behold! Lapras! Boy, do I have things to say about this one. Lapras is one of the best bulky water Pokemon in the game. It has 130 HP, 80 defense, and 95 special defense, and decent offensive stats on both ends to go with it. This allows Lapras to hit well with both physical and special attacks, which of course has been made all the more possible thanks to the physical special split. It will start off with Water Pulse and Ice Shard, giving it the same type of attack bonus moves on each of its types. It later gets Ice Beam as early as level 32, which is especially important to note given that Lapras is one of only 10 Pokemon in the entire game that learns Ice Beam via level up. And soon after, it will learn Brine at level 37, a base 65 power water type move that doubles its power if Lapras has less than half its HP. And while it doesn't get many more water type moves until level 49 in the form of Hydro Pump, that point no longer matters. With Surf in our possession, just about any water type Pokemon can immediately be made useful from this point forward. Plus, that doesn't even account for all the amazing moves Lapras can learn via TM. It's even capable of learning multiple Dragon type moves. The only problem with Lapras is that it is a little slow and it does have a few common weaknesses. No thanks especially to that Ice subtype. But its sheer bulk and versatility more than make up for it. This is a Pokemon that I showed immense praise for in my Fire Red Let's Play. And you know what? Since the king is not here, let's add this beauty to the team. But of course, if we want to do that, we have to actually catch this darn thing. So let's get to work. Going for that Ice Shard straight away. I believe Ice Shard does have extra priority. It's not just that Lapras is faster than Raito, which I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm pretty sure Lapras can take at least one Thundershock, at least based on what we have observed today. So I think we should be all right. But yeah, even while it is paralyzed, Ice Shard still allows Lapras to go first, which, as we will see, will absolutely matter later on. All right, that was a critical hit, a Thundershock. So that means I can afford to put in one more Thundershock and probably not knock out Lapras. Okay. There we go. At least we're back up to yellow HP again. Lapras also seems to know Confuse Ray, which is very useful. Way better than Supersonic. And because I'm feeling nice here, let's go ahead and use an Ultra Ball. We haven't gotten an Ultra Ball for any of our party members, and seeing as this is the last one, I feel as though it's relatively appropriate. Also, I do want to increase my odds of success. There we go. We got a Lapras, boys. Lapras's data was added to the Pokédex. Lapras, the transport Pokemon. They have gentle hearts. Because they rarely fight, many have been caught. Their number has dwindled. That is horribly sad. And of course, since this is going to be a proper party member, I am absolutely giving a nickname to Lapras. So we're going to call her Mizumori. For those of you who do not know, Mizu is the Japanese word for water, which obviously works for Lapras as a water type. But also Mori has another meaning behind it. So Mori is the second half of the last name of Ken Sugimori, the guy who is responsible for designing many of the first Pokemon of the first few generations. And I bring this up because he has stated on record that Lapras is his favorite Pokemon. So this is for you, big guy. None of this would be possible without you. Unfortunately, we have not introduced the mechanic where you can add Pokemon to your party straight from catching it. So if I want to get it, I need to go to the PC. So fortunately, I bought an escape rope before I came in here, and we have completed all of our business. So I'll see you guys in a minute because we are still not done. Oh, I've gotten a call from Professor Oak in transit. What do you got, Professor Oak? Hello, this is Professor Oak. You're catching a lot of Pokemon, aren't you? I believe he gives you that call when you have captured 50 Pokemon, because I believe that is the amount of Pokemon that I have caught. And as some of you may have expected, since Mizumu is going to be a proper member of the party, she's obviously going to be taught Surf. So now we don't have to use a level 1 Wooper to get around. I'm also going to go ahead and give Mizumori the EXP share to hold, and I'm going to have Raido be at the front for a little while, because Raido really needs to work on catching up with the rest of the squad. But yeah, all the complaining I was doing earlier, bringing up the fact that I didn't have any good way of dealing with rock types or ground types or fire types, it wasn't me just welching. I really did do that on purpose because I was trying to hint at the fact that we were going to be getting a really good water type. With Lapras being part of our party, it's really going to round things out for our team, and it's going to make moving through the rest of the game a lot easier. Or at least that is my sincere hope. But with that said, we're still not quite done with what we need to do here today, because while it has taken me a substantial bit of time to get through everything that we've done so far, I imagine it's not quite as long for you guys. Or at least that is my sincere hope. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to go to Slowpoke Well. Because there are some more things that we can do here now that we have the ability to use Surf. So over here in this area, there was this rock that we could not move earlier. But now that we have the ability to use Strength, thanks to Dwayne, we can now move this aside, and we can now press on to the next area, which is also partially locked behind Surf, but that's all right, because Mizumori can now do the job instead of Wooper. And I believe there may be a hidden item here. Let me double check. Definitely is one here somewhere. There we go. Full heal. Thank you, Dowsing Machine. Head down here. And now there are 2 individual islands that we need to go to. So we'll head on Mizumori again. Want to head to the left first and find another wild Pokemon. The Slowpoke weirdly aren't stronger in this area. Weird, based on how Union Cave operated, I figured that the Slowpoke would be better, but maybe there's stronger stuff elsewhere. Yeah, so this is the guy we need to talk to. Okay, there we go. Level 21. Doesn't do anything for us, but I still want to do it. I'm waiting to see Slowpoke's moment of evolution through observation. I'm in a new discovery. A Slowpoke with a King's Rock often gets bitten by a Shelder. Here, I'll share a King's Rock with you. We have obtained the King's Rock. I'm going to be like Slowpoke. I'll wait patiently so I can see when evolve. Yes, so you do want to talk to him if you want to get the King's Rock. And now we're going to head over to this islet here where there is another item. TM18 Rain Dance. Very, very useful TM, especially if you plan on raising a water type or if you plan on using the Thunder strategy. All right, that actually takes care of everything in Slowpoke Well. It's not nearly as bad as it was in Union Cave. So with that said, I'm going to use an escape rope and we'll head to our next destination. We're almost caught up, folks. We just need to cover just a couple more areas. All right, we find ourselves back in Ilex Forest once again, and we do have a couple things that we need to do while we're here, including bringing Fun Guy back into the fray. In this particular area, there is another subsection that we needed to use Surf in order to access. We're going to hop over here. Okay, never mind what that was. We're going to go here and find a big mushroom hidden in this specific grotto. Very, very useful item. at least for the purposes of selling things. All right, and we surfed over here and found an antidote. Very useful. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get in the water here. And let's see what we can find, just out of more of a curiosity. Oh! Hold up. Psyduck can be found here? I actually was not expecting to find Psyduck this early. I thought it came in a little later. Well, I suppose I do have my notes ready for it, so, Psyduck. Now, this is a very strange duck with some admittedly well-balanced stats. Its biggest stat is special attack, but honestly, its other stats are perfectly respectable all across the board. The most noteworthy thing about Psyduck is that in addition to multiple water and normal type attacks, Psyduck and its evolved form Golduck learn a couple psychic attacks through level up, despite the fact that neither of them are actually part psychic type. It is literally just the result of all the pain Psyduck has from all its many headaches all throughout the series, some of which result in comedic timing in the anime, and others acting as a little roadblock to your progress. Regardless, as a Golduck, its stats remain well-rounded, but not outstanding, making Golduck a great jack-of-all-trades water type. Between its level-up moves and its compatibility with great TMs, it can be an easy slot-in on your team. Now, I would normally express concern about the fact that Psyduck doesn't evolve until level 33, forcing you to work with Psyduck as is for likely longer than you would want. But that's actually not a concern here, because you are capable of finding Golduck here as well. It won't be at level 33, mind you, but you can still get it and its great stats right from the get-go. The only thing you need to bear in mind is that while Golduck can learn the move Psychic, it doesn't get it via level up and requires the Psychic TM to get it. Which, given that it's not part Psychic type, and the TM in question is very finite in this game, I'm going to suggest passing on doing that. It's a great water type to be sure, but ultimately, it's not a suitable replacement for actual water Psychic types. Now, is that going to stop me from making an attempt to catch it? No. No, it will not. Alright, we found ourselves a Psyduck. Ultra Ball probably was not necessary, but I didn't want to run the risk. Psyduck's data has been added to the Pokédex. Psyduck, the duck Pokemon. It has mystical powers, but doesn't recall that it has used them. That is why it always looks puzzled. If you would like to give a nickname to Psyduck, feel free to recommend one in the comments. Now, before we move on completely from the Ilex Forest, there is one other Pokemon that we need to try to find while we're here and we're playing at night. So hopefully I can get a little lucky, because it should show up most of the time during this hour. There we go! It's Oddish! It's your favorite boy. Or girl in this case, it's a female Oddish. There we go! Oddish has been caught, and like that, another Pokemon that we can find only at night has been obtained. Oddish is added to the Pokédex. Oddish, the weed Pokemon. Awakened by moonlight, it roams actively at night. In the day, it stays quietly underground. If you would like to recommend a nickname to this Oddish, feel free to do so in the comments. Good to know that this game can surprise me even when I plan 30 steps ahead. Okay, next step. We are back here on Route 34, and there actually is a surprising bit of stuff that we can do here. So what I would like to do is use Mizumori again. We're going to use Surf, and we're going to hop onto this segment here, because there is a nugget to be found right behind this fence. But that is not the only secret here. If we use Surf again, and go further down this way, practically into the Ilex Forest, we hop off Surf here, and we go to this little inlet where there are 3 Ace Trainers to fight. And despite how it looks, this area is not too tiled, despite the fact that we could totally walk next to this fence if we were able to. So I believe, depending on how we orient this, I think we do need to fight with 2 Pokemon in the front. I think I'm going to go ahead and have Raido and Saris in the front for this for now. Hopefully this will work out the way I want it to. Who are you? What are you doing? I don't know what I'm doing here. You think I know why I'm here? I just randomly stumbled into this place. Alright, Staryu and Goldeen, levels 22 and 24. Not nearly as bad as what we were dealing with previously, so this should be a little easier. That said, it is still going to be a little hard, but the nice thing is, Ceres has finally evolved, which means Ceres can now hit decently hard with its attacks. Staryu's using Swift right there. Swift is a neat little move that not only can never miss, but also hits both the opponents in a double battle. Now, is Raido going to be able to pull through here? Nope. Of course it can't. Come on, Raido. Come on, Raido! I have the worst luck. Like, my luck in this game is so inconsistent. It really, truly is. You recover, spammer, you? Oh, thank God with the critical hit, Ceres. Let's go. All right, double KO in one turn. We take those. More HP recovery for Raido. But here's where the real threat is. Starmie, level 26, and Seaking at level 24. My God. I'm going to have Ceres use U-turn, and we're going to switch out. Nice critical hit, Ceres. Very well done. Water Gun's not going to do much on Hogan, buddy. Sorry to tell you. Okay, there we go. Starmie is done. I'm glad I taught Akira Shadow Ball. And one more Shadow Ball hopefully should do it. Critical hit Shadow Ball. That's what we love to see, Akira. And Mizumori has grown to level 21. So sorry, Irene. Sis. Oh, too strong. 3,000 money. I'll tell my sister about you. Better not laugh yet. My sister's really strong. All right. Well, I'm going to take a second to heal because I really need Raido to be in good shape for this. All right. There is one more of these Ace Trainers that we need to fight. So with Raido fully healed up and everyone else fully healed as well, let's do it. I must pay you back for taking care of my sisters. You say this if I actually, was kind to them, but no, I destroyed them with the power of God. So she's going to be sending out Shelter level 26. Pretty decently strong Shelter. I'm just going to go with my usual strat. And of course it's opening with Protect. It's something I've brought up before, but I never understood the reason why certain, the NPC trainers use Protect. Because they never do it with any intent to set up or anything. It's literally just for the sake of just stalling. Again with the Protect. It's literally just every turn. It's protected clamp. It's just so annoying. Anyway, that's Shelter dealt with. Alright, and she's going to be sending in Cloyster next. Considering how things have been going, I'm going to go ahead and go in for the raw power of Hogan. Because while Raido could definitely use the XP, Hogan's raw power is going to be better for this, I feel. Even though Cloyster has absurd physical defense. So let's see what Brick Break does for us. Yeah, that's with its insane physical defense. Imagine if it actually didn't have good physical defense at all. This battle would be over. Hogan is just such a beast. Cloyster did not do anything meaningful with its attempts. It just set up spikes twice, which is fine by me, because that makes it an easy win for Hogan. And like that, Ace Trainer K has been taken down. No, I can't believe I lost. You're so strong. You lost with no excuses. Here, take this. You obtained the Power Herb. Beautiful. I'm sorry we jumped you. We never expected anyone to find us here. You sure startled us. Oh good, Mother is calling once more. That means more items! Power Herb, just so we're clear. A single-use item to be held by a Pokemon. It allows the immediate use of a move that charges on the first turn. So a move like Solar Beam would go off in one turn if you were holding the Power Herb. I highly recommend you do not use this unless you are doing multiplayer, because otherwise the Power Herb will go away. And since we are also playing at night here, this is an opportunity for us to interact with the police officer that would normally not be aggressive during the daytime. So let's have at it. He even has a new theme that we've never heard before. What's with you? What are you doing? Some of you may be slightly familiar with that trainer eye catch there, but we don't need to worry about that right now. What we need to worry about is Growlithe at level 17. Again, this battle is entirely optional and can only really be done at nighttime by interacting with the police officer at this particular time, but still, I figured since we are going all in with the nighttime episode, might as well get everything done while we're on the way. Okay, there we go. Nothing particularly important about that fight, but still, it is worth acknowledging regardless. And once again, Mother has a call for us, which means we need to go to the Pokemart and deal with whatever it is she has purchased for us. Okay, policeman. But berries, that is the thing from the shopping man that we are getting. I believe she calls more than once, so I think we have another item that we can get. Wakan berries. Wakan berry forever. Anything else? Okay, let's see what that gives us. So the Babiri berries, that will weaken super effective damage from a steel type attack. And the Wakan berries reduce damage from an electric type attack if it is super effective. Again, very useful competitive matches, but outside of that, not all that helpful. Now, we're just about there, guys. We only have a couple more things to do, so hang in there with me. If we go back on Route 35 with Surf, we can cross this body of water, go across this way, find another wild Pokemon. It's Psyduck again. Thank God I covered this while I was able to be corrected about it. I would not have heard the end of it from you guys if I had made that mistake and just lived with it. On the other side of this body of water, there is an apricorn tree. There's a green apricorn. I believe there should be something else here. Just need to go further down a bit. Dust machine. Right about here. There we go. Hidden in the ground is another hidden nugget. Very useful, especially because I have blown so much money to get all these tasks done today. And since we are once again on another run with a security guard at night, let's finish this episode off by fighting this guy. Danger lurks in the night. What, are you Batman? If he has a Zubat, I'm gonna freak out. Nope, just another Growlithe. It's actually easier than the last one, but I suppose he also has more than one Pokemon, so I can't really complain about things. Alright, that's one down. And to the shocking of no one, the other one was also a Growlithe. Both of them have the Intimidate ability, so if you're keeping one Pokemon out, it can be slightly problematic, at least in terms of things getting slowed down. Alright, and there we go. Nothing particularly interesting to happen during this battle. Ryder didn't even get a scratch of damage. God bless, Mother, you call me again? Okay, just to be thorough, I will check that. But then we are ending things off. Nothing else because I want to go to bed. What do you have to say for the last time, shopkeep? Good evening, Griffin, isn't it? I have a package for you from your mom. Here you go. We got Koba berries. Very nice. Koba berries act like many of the other super effective berry reducing things that we've seen previously, except this reduces damage from a super effective flying type attack. What? Oh, okay, so cards on the table. I had to cut between certain things. I was running my bike to speed up the process, and my bike shop called. Oh, hey, this is the bike shop. I've been selling a lot of bikes lately. It's because you've been riding around on that bike advertising for me. I was wondering how to best thank you, and I thought I'd just give you that bicycle you're riding around. It's yours. Thank you so much. So yes, once you ride on your bicycle enough, you will get the particular call from the bike shop. It's a very nice little thank you for all the hard work I'm doing of riding on the bike. And like that, we have returned to Ecruteak City. We've completed everything that I wanted to do with Surf for the time being. And now we are free to continue our journey with our new pal, Mizumori. Mizumori is nipping at your feet. Oh, how very nice of you. So, at the end of this long road, we're ending this here. Next time on Pokemon HeartGold, we head west and see what lies beyond Ecruteak. See you guys then.